You find yourself in business, so to speak, I guess, making an investment in a business idea with Kermit Ruffins' manager. What was, I guess, generally speaking, what was the structure of that? Were you investing in his first album, or were you investing in your own label, or did at the point that you were putting money into the Kermit Ruffins and the Barbecue Swingers album, did you see that as an investment in Kermit Ruffins or Basin Street Records?
That was, well, the initial conversation was, can we borrow $5,000
Okay.
to make a record? But rather than just give them $5,000, we started a label. The label, initially, was just a vehicle for releasing Kermit's album.
Okay.
And then Los Hombres just happened to come about because I decided to get up at 12:30 in the morning when it was pouring.
Right.
That we weren't looking for any other projects at that moment. I feel like I still, even then, was not trying to build a label. I was just trying to help musicians achieve a goal and use those things that I like to do, like the sales and marketing and
Sure.
and hard work, to help them and do things that they aren't necessarily doing. They put their effort into their practice and their craft and they are, generally speaking, looking for that extra help. So I would say today, I want to develop the brand. I want to develop Basin Street. But even today, almost 26 years later, I still am looking for the artist who wants our help to make their lives easier, and hopefully we help them put additional money in their pocket.
So basically, it was you structuring your next move with business sense,
Yes.
and it just sort of turned into a label.
Yes, but we had to start a label because, I mean, the RIAA requires a label, be on a CD, on packaging, and all these kinds of things. So we had to start a label. Tom and I came up with Basin Street Records. Formed the LLC, filed with Secretary of State. Did the things we needed to do. Open a bank account, but and I think probably the record probably did cost about $5,000 to make. It was recorded live. Today, I mean, if you look at the advertising expenses and distribution and so forth for that particular album, it's really hefty. It's you sell and you put more money in. You sell and you put more money, and you keep on going. And you tour support, and in those early days, we would there was assistance to buy airfares to go to a festival and things like that we would pay for. But we created like I said, we created the vehicle, we created the label, as opposed to just lending them money, lending Kermit money. We created a label, and we have provided our artists with 50% of the profits. All of our artists make 50% of the profits. That's just the formula that we've used. So it's kind of a partnership with everybody.
Sure.
That we spend what we spend, and we earn what we earn, and whatever's left we split up.
Sure.
But there's not been an artist that I have not searched out for anybody. It's never worked out that way. So we have 16 artists now, and there's never been one that I've said, please sign.
Sure.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Waking up at 12:30 to go see a show, and then it happening turn into another artist on your label is a beautiful thing. And I mean, the more natural or organic, however you want to put it, the more it happens like that, the better it feels for all parties involved, you know.
Yeah, I think so. And I tell everybody who's ever, we've had artists that have come to us, and I want to talk more about the
Absolutely.
artists that we have signed.
Yeah.
But we've had artists that come to us. It's like, talk to everybody else. talk to everybody on the label, and because we don't have to work together. You know, talk to everybody and see what they tell you about it.
Yeah.
And is it going to be, and figure out if it's going to be a good fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
But that, you know, we started to roll with when Los Hombres got busy and Kermit was Kermit. By the way, when we signed Kermit we signed him in November at the Offbeat Best of the Beat Awards. He won Entertainer of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
That he wasn't a secret, and he really helped us, you know, helped put us on the map by his willingness to, and Tom helped us, you know, get going, because it was Tom that's like said, "Can you loan us some money?"
Mm-hmm.
But he had just gotten out of his deal with Justice Records. He had put out 3 records with Justice Records out of Houston. And they were looking for an opportunity to put out something. So I got started that way and just worked hard, really worked hard. And I still get up every morning with an eye that I want to help put more money in our artists' pockets. It is more difficult today than it was back then. It's a lot more difficult. But going back to getting those first 2 artists, we're working with, at that point, we've got Jason Marsalis, Bill Summers, and Irvin Mayfield as co-leaders of that band. Later that year, Jason decided to do an album on his own. And I mentioned Jason Marsalis. He was the youngest member of the Marsalis family. His brothers at the time would have probably said that he was the most gifted. I've known him since he was 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
When I would go to the Marsalis' house with Delphio after school, and he was letting me listen to cassettes of Wynton's first albums before they would come out.
Yeah.
You know, and I think I first saw Jason when he was 8 years old at Jazz Fest, playing with his dad. So that's one. So he becomes our 3rd artist. Irvin Mayfield starts recording albums on his own with a quintet. Delphio produced Irvin's first record.
Okay.
That comes out in 99,
Mm-hmm.
early 99, I guess. And then we signed Dr. Michael White. And Michael White was added in 2000 because Jerry Brock, at Louisiana, one of the co-owners of Louisiana Music Factory at the time,
Yeah.
and had also started WWOZ Radio.
Yep.
And Jerry was like, and Barry Smith, who's still there, they were like, "You really should sign Michael White. We would sell 1,000 copies right here in the store." So that was one, and again, I knew Michael of him as a music fan.
Okay.
And, but didn't know him personally. And so Jerry made that introduction, and Jerry also produced that album for us. Michael's put 8 albums on our label. Everyone has made profits. Everyone is amazing. And he's just a pleasure to work with. Just a wonderful man.
Mm-hmm.
And so that first record, A Song for George Lewis, is probably still that or Jazz from the Soul, his second record, are probably his top sellers for us.
Yeah.
Of the Michael White albums. But Michael right now has like 300 songs he's ready to record. And I just need to find the money and the ability
It's
to
a lot
do
to keep
so.
up with.
You know, it's just, I want to get that music on whatever medium it becomes available.
Sure.
I don't know how we're going to release music these days.